Okay, so dear students, welcome back to my channel. So today we will continue our work on coordinate geometry, third exercise, that is exercise 26C. Fine. So let's begin with the topic for the day, that is slope of a line. So to understand slope of a line, we'll take a graph sheet, and as usual we'll take x-axis and y-axis. Now here I am taking two different cases, so that's why I am taking two different diagrams. One is this one, another is this one. Okay, now let me draw two lines here because we are talking about lines. So let me take this line here, and in another graph let me take this graph. Now listen to my words very carefully. Now I am going to take the angle formed by the lines with positive direction of x-axis. Now positive direction of x-axis means we always go to the right. Okay, so here also we'll go to the right, and here also we'll go to the right. Okay, so again I am going to repeat, we need to search for the angle made by the lines with the positive direction of x-axis. Okay, so basically I'm talking about these two angles, okay, because they are in the positive direction. Okay, so you need to always measure from the right side, not from the left side. Is that clear? Okay, so we are talking about this angle and we are talking about this angle. Now why I'm taking two different cases? Because in this case the angle is less than 90 degree, that is acute angle, and here the angle is greater than 90 degree, that is it is obtuse angle. Okay, so we are taking the cases for acute angle and obtuse angle. Okay, so if I call these two angles to be theta, okay, this is also theta, this is also theta, okay, then this angle theta is known as inclination. Okay, so angle theta is known as inclination. Now next is slope of a line. So since the topic is slope of a line, now the slope of a line is denoted by m, okay, and its value is given by tan theta. Okay, so suppose if the angle is 0 degree, then my slope is tan 0 degree. Okay, and you know the value of tan 0 is 0. Okay, similarly if the angle theta is 30 degree, then the value of my slope will be tan 30 degree, which is how much? It is 1 by root 3. Is that clear? Okay, so next topic that you need to understand for this particular exercise is equation of a line. Okay, so to understand equation of a line, we'll call this, okay, so the distance at which the line cuts the y-axis. Okay, so I'm talking about this distance and I'm talking about this distance. So I'm going to denote this distance by c. Okay, so I'm going to denote this distance by c. Now if the line is having slope m and the distance at which the line cuts the y-axis is c, we call this distance y-intercept as well. Okay, so we call c to be y-intercept. Okay, so c is known as y-intercept, and as I said, if m is the slope of the line and c is the y-intercept, then the equation of this blue line is given by y equals to mx plus c. So these are the very important things which you need to know for solving problems on this particular exercise. So pause the video to note down everything. Okay, so let's see the first question of the exercise, that is, in each of the following figures find the inclination of line AB. So there are three questions. I'm going to show you two questions. Third question you will try by yourself. Is that clear? Okay, so the first question is this one. So there's a line AB, okay, and we need to find the inclination, that is we need to find theta, and we know that theta is the angle made by the line with positive direction of x-axis. So basically they are talking about this angle, right? Okay, so before I find this angle theta, let me name the point of intersections. Okay, so this is the point of intersection of x-axis and y-axis. That's why this origin, okay, and let me call this to be P, and let me call this point to be Q. Is that clear? Okay, so after doing this, our aim is to find this angle, right? That is angle PQO, right? Now let's observe this triangle. Okay, so in this triangle, these two sides are given to be equal. Okay, so if these two are equal, then what kind of triangle is this? This is isosceles triangle. Hope you are understanding. So in triangle POQ, OP and OQ are equal, so that's why it is isosceles triangle. Now if this is isosceles triangle, then these two angles are called base angles, which are always equal. Okay, so that's why I'm writing these to be equals to theta. Base angles is theta, so that's why OPQ. OPQ means this angle, and OQP, that is OQP is this angle, right? So these two angles are my base angle, and I'm going to call them to be theta. Fine. Now also we know that POQ is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. Okay, and we know that when we add the angles of this triangle, I'll get 180, right? So that's why this is theta, this is theta, so theta plus 90 degree is 180 degree. So when you solve this, theta plus theta is 2 theta, so this 90 goes over there, 180 minus 90 is 90, so 2 theta is 90 degrees, so that's why theta is 45 degree. That means this is also theta, this is also theta, so that's why this angle is theta, means my inclination is 45 degree. Hope you have understood the sum. So pause the video to note down. Okay, now in this question also we have got the same case, right? We have got the same case. These two are equal, it is said. Okay, but to find the inclination, we have to always go for the positive direction of x-axis. So that's why positive direction of x-axis means we have to search how much is this angle. Okay, so before doing that, let's consider this triangle. So as usual, I'm going to name them. Okay, so basically let me find this angle first. Okay, so if I'm able to find this angle, then I'm going to subtract this angle from 180 degree. This full thing is 180 degree. So when I subtract from 180 degree, then I'll get this angle. That is the inclination. Okay, so the rule is same. So again, this is going to be isosceles triangle. Okay, because they are equal, so that's why this is going to be 45. Okay, so the rule is same, and that's why the inclination, as I said, is going to be 180 degree minus theta. That is 180 minus 45, which is 135 degree. So pause the video to note down. Okay, so next question says we need to find the inclination of a line which is parallel to x-axis, perpendicular to x-axis. So all this case we'll understand through this graph. Now there's a line. Okay, so let's go to the first case, that is parallel to x-axis. So this line, this brown line, is parallel to x-axis. Yes or no? Now to find the inclination, that is theta, that is angle made by the line with the positive direction of x-axis. Now if you pay attention carefully, this line is not intersecting this line. Yes or no? So that's why the angle theta is taken to be 0 in such cases. Okay, so that's why for the first case my inclination is going to be 0 degree. Fine. Now next is perpendicular to x-axis. So this is my x-axis, and this green line is the line which is perpendicular to x-axis. Now let us see what is the angle made by this with positive direction of x-axis. Okay, so it is obviously how much? Since it is perpendicular, it's going to be 90 degree. Fine. So my inclination is going to be 90 degree. Similarly, line parallel to y-axis. So line parallel to y-axis is obviously green one, right? So that's why again the inclination is going to be 90 degree, and similarly the last case is going to be 0 degree. Okay, so pause the video to note down. Okay, so next question says find the slope. Slope means m, which is given by tan theta. So the values of thetas are given here. So the question is very easy if you have learned your standard angles in trigonometry well. Okay, so since we have already done that chapter, our work is going to be very simple. Now if my theta is 0 degree, then what is the value of tan 0 degree? it's going to be 0, right? Similarly for 30 degree we should know the value of tan, similarly for 45, similarly for 60 degree. So if we know, then our answers are given here. So pause the video to note down. Again, we are familiar with such kind of problems. So here what is said is you need to find the inclination if the slope is given to be this much. Okay, so all these are values for tan theta, because tan theta gives me slope. Okay, so if tan theta is given, we need to find the value of theta. Okay, so let me take only one problem, others you will try by yourself. So in the first one, 0 is the slope, right? So here the slope is 0. That means the value of tan theta is. Now tan of what angle is going to be 0? Is going to be tan 0 degree, right? From trigonometric table you have to refer that table, and you will see that tan 0 is 0. So since there is tan, so that's why I am going to substitute this 0 by tan 0. Okay, so if I do that, then I have tan 0 degree. Yes, so if I remove both the tan, then I'll be having theta equals to 0 degree. Okay, so my inclination is how much? 0 degree. Is that clear? So therefore the inclination of the given line is 0 degree. So pause the video to note down and try the remaining problems. Okay, now in this case you need to find the slope of the line, that is m, which is given by tan theta, right? So to find the slope you need the value of theta, right? Because it is tan theta, that is inclination should be known. Now all these cases we have already seen, right? Because in the question number 2 we have already seen the inclination for all these questions. So if you know the inclinations, then you know how to find the slope. So that's why you will do this by yourself. Okay, now next is very important questions. So the question says you need to find the slope and y-intercept. Slope means m and y-intercept means c. So you need to find slope, that is m and c, from these given questions. Now I'm going to take only 3 questions from here. The remaining ones you will try by yourself. Okay, so let's go for the first one. Okay, so before we do that, as I said, equation of a line in slope intercept form is y equals to mx plus c. So basically first I am going to find what is my m and I am going to find what is my c. Okay, so that gives me slope and y intercept. Okay, so whatever equations are given here, whatever equations are given in the questions, I am going to turn them into this format. Is that clear? Okay, so in the first question it is given to be this much. Now if you compare here, I have got in the left hand side only y. Okay, so that's why I'll keep other terms in the right hand side. I'll keep only y in the left hand side. So if I do that, then I'll get this much. But here the coefficient of y, the number attached to y is how much? 1. Yes, but here the number attached to y is 3. So that's why I'll remove this 3. So to remove this 3, I'll take this to the denominator. So I have this much, right? And let me separate this 3 with x and 5, because x and the constant term has to be separate. So if I do that, then I have this much, right? Yes. Now let me write this equation to be equation 1 and let me write this equation to be equation 2. Okay, now let me compare equation 1 and equation 2. So if I compare 1 and 2, what is the number attached to x here? It is m. And what is the number attached to x here? It is minus 1 by 3. So that's why if I compare 1 and 2, the value of m is going to be minus 1 by 3, and similarly the value of c is going to be minus 5 by 3. Okay, so what is m? M is the slope, and what is c? C is y-intercept. So that's why my slope is minus 1 by 3 and y-intercept is minus 5 by 3. So pause the video to note down. Okay, let's go for the other question, that is number 2. So as usual, as I said, you need to write this in the beginning itself. Okay, and we have to reduce this in this format. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to keep y in the left hand side, others will go to the right hand side. Okay, now the coefficient of y here is 1, but here the coefficient of y is minus, right? So I need to remove this minus. Now to remove this minus, what I need to do is I need to multiply both sides by minus. Okay, so multiplying both sides by minus, so minus into minus becomes plus, minus into minus becomes plus, minus into plus becomes minus. Okay, so I'll get this much. Yes or no? Now, as usual, I'm calling this to be 1 and I'm going to call this to be 2. So again, I'll compare both 1 and 2, and the value of m is going to be 3 and the value of c is going to be minus 8. So that's why my slope is 3 and y-intercept is minus 8. Pause the video to note down. The last question, that is 6th one. Okay, so 3y is equals to 7. So here, if you see, we don't have x term. Okay, but we can include x as well by keeping m to be 0. Okay, so if I make m to be 0, then I can write this given equation to be this much. Yes or no? Because 0 into x is ultimately 0, which again vanishes. So this can be written in this way. And similarly here we have got 3. So to remove this 3, I'll take this to the denominator. Then I'll have this much. And 0 by 7 is how much? It is again 0, right? So 0 into x plus 7 by 3. So if I call this to be equation 2, let me compare 1 and 2. So by comparing 1 and 2, what will I get? I'll get m to be 0 and c to be 7 by 3. That's why my slope is 0 and y-intercept is 7 by 3. So pause the video to note down. Okay, so the next sum. Now in this case, you have been given slope and y-intercept, that is m and c. So you need to find the equation of the line. So to do that, we have been given in the first question, I'm going to do only one sum, others you will try by yourself. So in the first one, it is given that slope is 2 and y-intercept is 3. So that's why if slope is 2, that is m is 2, right? So the value of m is 2, and similarly y-intercept is 3 means the value of c is 3. Is that clear? Okay, now therefore we have y equals to mx plus c gives me equation of the line. Now the value of m is 2 and the value of c is 3. So if I put the values, then I'll get this much. Yes or no? So that's why the equation of the required line is going to be y equals to 2x plus 3. So pause the video to note down. Okay, so the last question for the day, and the rest of the problems from this particular exercise you just try by yourself. And most of the problems we have already done here, so only few 2-3 problems are left. Just give it a try by yourself. Now draw the line 3x plus 4y equals to 12 on a graph paper. So we have already done this problem in earlier exercise, but still we'll try once again. Now from the graph paper, read the y-intercept. That means at what distance in the y-axis does the line cuts. So that distance we need to find. Is that clear? Okay, so to do that, I'm going to take graph paper, draw x-axis, y-axis, origin. Now the given equation is this one. Okay, and the corresponding table will be given by this one. You can verify by yourself. Okay, now from here we have got 3 different coordinates. One is 0, 3. So let me plot 0, 3. So here is 0, 3. Another is 4, 0. So let me plot 4, 0. And the last one is minus 4, 6. So minus 4, 6. Now next, what do? You will take the scale, align the 3 points, and draw a line like this. Yes, so this is the line 3x plus 4y equals to 12. Okay, now the next part of the question says read the y-intercept. So at what distance does this line cuts the y-axis? So it is obviously seen that it is cutting the y-axis at a distance of 3. See, 1, 2 and 3. So that's why your y-intercept is 3 units. Okay, so from the graph it is clear that y-intercept is 3. Pause the video to note down. Thank you very much.